There are no quills in my country.
Oh no!
Are there even quills in Europe? Probably are.
Probably.
I've never looked it up.
Oofy. There's tons of them in the United States, though, and Altanok is happy about that.
The catastrophe. Well, we can't all be number one in the world.
Whale-tastrophe? Altanok is pleased.
I apologize for all the Europeans for not having quail.
Well, don't apologize to my being, apologize to Altanok.
We're just changing up this panel. We're just going to talk about quill for 1.5 hours.
Literally.
I'm just going to read the quail Wikipedia.
I'm going to add a little quail section for the Celestial Spire 6th anniversary sign.
Yes! Bring your own quill.
Literally.
Oh, thanks, Amber. Okay. Italy, Spain, Greece, southern Russia. Well, maybe I've seen one while traveling there. I can't remember. Though I also must say that I did not know about the existence of quill until I joined the Spire.
I don't think most people know what a quail is.
Yeah. It's an extreme inside joke.
Literally. Altanok is pretty extreme, so it's like perfect for him.
Yeah. All the quill.
Oh yeah.
Well, I wrote the 10 Commandments of the Quill last summit, so
yes,
I devoted my life to the quill here.
Altanok is pleased.
All hail the quill. All quill the hill. Oh right, we're supposed to do a panel.
Oh yeah.
Who's gonna record?
A quail?
Quill's gonna record. Just tiny quill with a laptop and OBS running. Or a camera.
Yeah. It's a funny image.
Thank you, Doppel. It's 12:30. What? Record? Record. I don't care. I'm Dutch. I can say it however I want. I say record. I know that's
tired though. I feel you.
I know that means something else in English. I don't care. But yeah, it's 12:30 and I'm getting loopy.
Oh, same.
On summit high hypes and energy. So you're all in for a ride for this panel. Oh God, Strack. What the hell is that meme? Another mistake of putting this one down to 10 seconds.
Oofy.
The chat. Oh well. Yeah, welcome everybody. We're supposed to talk about something that is not Quill. We are supposed to talk about... Wow, I'm really, really prepared for this. Identity and expression, in this case, for this next Bring Your Own Dragon, including me and Lunat and all the other dragons that are in here.
Oh.
And, well, I'm just going to start right off, otherwise it's going to take ages again. First question. How do you deal with feeling draconic or having a shift in your daily life? Here's the question, chat. Enjoy. Lunat, you wanted to go first? I don't want to go first.
Understandable. When I deal with shifts just through the motions, I don't really have any specific guidelines per se for dealing with shifts, mainly because I'm so used to them and I'm so used to just constantly embracing my draconity that I go through the motions. Shifts don't really bother my being just because I'm always in a state of draconity.
Yeah. It's about the opposite of me. Even though, well, what Drac says also is true. It's part of life, but weirdly enough for me, I don't really feel draconic any more than I might feel human any less at any given moment. If that makes sense.
No, I get what you mean.
I'm just being, you know? I am here. I am doing this life as a dragon, being aware that I'm also human, and I have to act like one. But they're still dragon. So in day-to-day life, I don't think I can really answer this one, truly. Because I feel like I am already draconic. Or human enough to function in this world.
Yeah, that's understandable.
It's getting philosophic.
Stage is open, by the way, y'all, if you want to come up and speak.
Oh yeah, raise your hand if you want to talk on stage.
Or claw, wing, tendril, whatever.
Yeah. I saw the icon of the hand, and then my brain just went, oh, it's a hand. They should change that to a claw.
They should, yeah. Or a wing, or a tail.
Or a wing, yeah. Well, tail works.
A tail wing.
Yeah.
Are there any dragons with wings on their tail? I suppose we will never know.
Have to be.
A twing.
Doing.
A doing.
Oh, as for the second part of that question, having a shift in daily life, those are pretty difficult for me because whenever I do get shifted, my brain more or less starts to shut down. So shifts usually start by making my phantom limbs even more present than they are in everyday life. And if I go past that mental wall more or less of allowing it, then I would stop responding in voice or text because I more or less forget how to human. So shifting is usually a very... If you want to experience me getting really shifty, you have to be physically here.
Understandable. I don't get shifts too often. Like, phantom shifts, pretty rare. Am I always in a state of draconity? Yes.
Yeah. Permanently Dirk.
Just permaderg?
Permaderg. Oh, what is this panel?
I come up with the dumbest words.
Oh, this is amazing. Do we have somebody who wants to talk about this? Not in text chat, but in voice chat. No?
I suppose not.
Raise your claws, goddammit. Okay, then we move on. Hey, that was a quick one. Look at us. Yay, we're doing it.
Compared to the last Bring Your Own Dragon.
It's always the community questions that take so long.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, well, here we go, Mizusai. Next question. How would you describe your dragon form in terms of appearance and personality? So it's kind of a broad question, but I'll commence all the ego-stroking, narcissism, and pride. That's a joke, of course, but being able to look at yourself and see that it's silly to go vain over such a thing is a healthy trait, I think. you have to be able to poke fun at yourself. As
Yeah.
for describing my dragon form, I think in real short I would use the word sleek and aerodynamic, which is usually what I write in my introductions. Personality-wise, close to how I am in this world. Straightforward, mischievous a bit, happy to be alone but eager to help others when the need arises. Loopy when down on sleep.
Felt.
I'm done. Who's next?
I suppose I could, since I just pulled up my reference just for ease of description. I tend to just describe myself similar to how I am in a human form. Large, gangly, and awkward. My wings tend to stand out the most and behave more similarly to arms than regular wings. If you've ever seen the Boar Magala from Monster Hunter, that is the closest comparison I have to how my wings appear.
Ooh, that is cool. I do know what you talk about.
Albeit more rubbery and less ephemeral cloak. Personality-wise, all of that comes through in my fins and bioluminescence.
Oh, I love bioluminescence.
Mm.
I wish my body had that. It's such a cool thing.
Yeah, Lunata doesn't have bioluminescence, though she does shimmer. Come to think of it, Lunata isn't actually a biological being, she's just pure energy.
I light up more when wet, but my lures tend to glow on their own.
That is cool. I love that.
The dangly bits on the ends of my fins.
Ah, I see.
I was really confused by Drax drawing. Like, what is happening with the neck?
I was like, wait a second.
Mine will inflate with water.
Oh, heck.
Brine sack.
I also hear the soft cooing sound.
Yeah, sorry, that's me. Doves are out.
Oh, I love
cute.
them.
It's nice.
They're like in the other room. Good gods.
No, Altanaka, it's not a quail, it's a dove.
No, it's a quail.
Quail adjacent, I guess.
Everything is quail adjacent if you look hard enough.
Yeah. To answer the question, though, for my being, Lunat is a humanoid being. I've been wondering whether she can shapeshift or not into another form, though if Lunat was able to shapeshift, she would be very long snoot. She has deep dark blue scales, a color that doesn't even exist in this universe. Long dark blue hair, deep blue lips. They're basically like, she has permanent lipstick and eyeliner. That's the best way I could describe it.
Always on point.
Yeah, very ethereal looking. As for her personality, she's kind of a bitch.
Wow.
She can be very sweet and kind, though if you get her angry, you will have to face the full brunt of an angry dragoness, aka a draconic bitch.
Oh, those are the worst. I can know.
That's Lunat, though. She's a very complicated creature.
Yeah. Well, Doppel actually makes a pretty good point, as in saying that they, personality-wise, that they're pretty feral. I kind of glossed over that with my answer, but as far as I can remember, is that my species was at the cusp of creating a society. So they were still pretty feral, but they were starting to develop a claw riding, keeping records of stuff happening. But that's more like society-wise personality. But yeah, we were still pretty feral, but there were personalities in there.
Yeah, understandable.
Anybody else? Track and Songstep.
Hello.
Hello.
What's a meow? What's a meow?
I don't know, but somebody's making sound.
Drac, your mic's on. There we go.
So, I'm a wyvern. I have a large, crest type thing on the top of my head, and I'm very, very proud of it. It's actually funny because I don't know what my scale color is. Like, at first, I thought I had a lot of ideas that, oh, my scales are like a peachy gray, and then other ideas that oh, my scales are jet black. And then it was like, oh wait, no, my scales are silver. And more recently I've had my scales are white. But this funny thing is my dragon self is also kind of gold because that's the color fabric that I use for all my gear. Just because it was the best fabric that was available at the time when I was making it. And so despite gold not really being my true color, it kind of still is the color that I represent myself as in some ways. As for appearance, I think I'm on the smaller side, both in terms of dragons and for my species. My species is domesticated. I'm my dragon self in terms of personality, I'm very protective, but also kind of gentle almost. I feel if I feel I'm kind of I'm always I have to be I always feel I have to be really careful not to hurt people, despite the fact that my human body is also on the smaller side. But I don't know, actually it's funny because recently, during Blue's meditation, what is it? It's funny because during Blue's meditation, I was I tried to look at my scales, and they were a pure white, which is interesting because I don't think I've seen that one before. But yeah, no, that's me.
Yeah, understandable. Thank you for sharing.
Neat.
Also, hello.
Hello. Ryu.
So I want to answer this question, and what made me realize I actually answered both this one and the last one. To bring in perspective, I'm a shapeshifter dragon. And the interesting thing about my shift in terms of different forms, my personality sometimes can get shifted as well while I'm in different forms. So, say if I'm a tiny fey dragon that's the size of your palm, I will be more extra mischievous and chaotic. And if I'm in a form that's more typical Eastern dragon, I feel more extra serious and a little bit more wise. So that's a bit of a answer for both of the prompts.
Cool. It's you have to balance yourself, personality or size-wise.
Not having to balance, more like I'm being dragged along with my form. And that doesn't happen often. It doesn't always happen. More like...
Yeah. Cool. Drek, you're here. Talk to us.
Yes, and now I've got my good mic back on instead of the one that's under my cat. So my form, visually, I'm a black dragon with purple wings, and I've so far never been able to draw myself the way I really look, because trying to make black not look like just a void is really freaking hard. But I'm a sort of a western shape, the four legs and the two wings, And I have something of an unusual crest of horns in that they're asymmetrical. I have 3 horns instead of like a symmetry of 2 on each side or what have you, with 1 in the center and then 1 on each side of my head. And they're interconnected with skin membrane the same color as my wings. And personality-wise, like I tried to say it in some sort of way that made sense in the chat. It's hard to talk about yourself without it sounding like you're being self-aggrandizing, but not trying to be self-aggrandizing, but like because my species is so old and we have genetic memory, we're kind of born kind of with an old soul because we are born with a lot of memories and knowledge from our ancestors. So again, not trying to come across as self-aggrandizing, but very ancient wisdom sort of vibes is what you would get from me at a glance. A feeling of sort of hooded power, but also a complete lack of malice. You'd have to work really hard to piss me off. But if you did manage to piss me off, just don't. You wouldn't like it. But
I feel like that's for a lot of dragons.
yeah, that seems to be kind of a dragon trait. Don't piss them off. Just don't. You don't want to piss them off. But at the same time, despite this sort of heavy, almost grandiose description so far, my entire species are a bunch of total dorks. Like, we have absolutely no shame when it comes to just playing and being silly, to the point that the humanoid people that we had a symbiotic relationship with, the word for us that they used for a group of dragons translates as a frolic of dragons. So we're sort of this dichotomy of this grandiose, ancient, wise, mighty species that likes to run around going all the time.
That sounds amazing. Can I
yeah.
join?
Yes, you may.
But thank you. Before we evolve or devolve into just sounds, we just had a panel on language, not more language.
No, more
Durvolve.
of the sound.
Yeah, so I've said my piece. I'll stop talking now.
All good. Thank you for sharing.
Of course.
Yeah.
Did anyone else want to speak before we move on to the next question?
The funny thing is that the more I think about my initial answer to any of these questions, the more I realize that I have so much more to talk about it or to explain, or that it's much deeper than just those few words. But
Oh, I feel that.
I'm realizing that a lot of dragons in here are having that same problem, that the more you talk about it and think about it, the more you realize, like, oh, there's more.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well. Anybody else? No? That's a first. Then we will, I think, move on to the next question. I know everybody's just waiting for the fun questions.
Literally.
I'm just keeping you all trapped here during those 4 that I need answered. Okay. Next question then. Are there physical or emotional traits you associate strongly with your draconic nature? Lunat.
You mean in the context of like physical human traits, or just like traits of animals in general, or?
Physical, I mean, as in, are there any traits you associate with your current body in combination with your draconic nature? Is there anything when you do look in the mirror, you realize like, hey, that's pretty close to how I was, or how I am, or how I'm meant to be?
When I wear dark blue lipstick, when I wear eyeshadow, when I paint my claws, and or nails, I guess, and when I grow them long, and I look in the mirror, I'm like, yeah, this is pretty good. I like this. This looks pretty close.
Yeah. Nice. Anybody else?
I suppose I could chime in, even though it's the wrong color and the wrong shape and the wrong everything. I actually quite like the look of my human eyes, even though there's nothing about them other than being an eyeball that is at all similar to my dragon eyes. For some reason, to me anyway, they feel draconic. And it's about the only part of my reflection I actually like looking at is my eyes.
Understandable.
Sweet. Zeppy?
Zappy.
Okay, cool.
Go.
I would say that, like Luna, I like that I do when I grow my nails out. I do grow my nails. People always ask if like, oh, are those your real nails? I'm like, yeah, I don't chew them. I just don't chew my nails. So I'm able to grow them, and I also paint them and shape them myself. I do make it so it looks like there's a slight point on the end, and it's for like, yes, it's for dragon reasons, so I feel a little less out of place, and that makes me feel happy whenever I see my nails. But it's also for practical reasons. Like I use my nails a lot for doing all kinds of things, like opening packages for one is really helpful with stuff like that. Being able to get scratches, like just a lot of like tools I use my nails for. I would not be able to survive with my nails being like a non-existent. I couldn't do it. So it's definitely that. It's also the fact that there are some modifications I've done to myself. Like whenever I put on eyeliner, that kind of helps me feel a little bit better. I've my hair is already black, but I've added orange streaks in it to kind of match what my spine scales are. I've sat for 5 hours and got a tattoo all along my arm that's just red dragon scales. So that does
Sweet.
help me feel better about myself. And like also things that are still physical but like not really body related is like I really appreciate the power I have in order to make noises. I don't I really pride myself on being able to growl and roar and do a lot of interesting noise combinations outside of just cat noises. So that is something that I don't know how I've been able to master, but it's been something that I really appreciate that kind of helps. And I take every little battle because I'm somebody that really doesn't enjoy my body at all. So I forgot the name of the issue. I have a body issue. I think it's dysmorphia. Yeah, I think that's what I have. Can't remember. There's too many diseases. But something like that. So being in my body is already uncomfy as it is, but having small things like that, and it's not completely draconic related, but even the little dragon things I get to have is a win.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's the body we have to deal with, so might as well try to make it as comfortable as you can.
Yeah, I need to get tattoos, honestly. I've
Yeah.
just been lazy.
And I'll
I
put
only-
my tattoo in the chat and just find it.
Okay.
Yeah, scale tattoo I would love to get someday, maybe, somehow, if I can ever find a pattern that I like.
Understandable.
Yeah, I've been leaning on wanting one of those for decades now, and still haven't decided on it. I have a tattoo, but it's something between me and a very close dragonkin friend, which is just a small very rudimentary drawing of a dragon. But besides that, nothing yet that to really pinpoint down like, oh, I did that because of my draconity.
Understandable. Did anyone else want to answer the question?
I guess I can chime in.
There's the photo.
I'm kind of very similar in keeping my nails trimmed down and in pointed shapes. I actually have to keep them somewhat trimmed, otherwise my mate will get upset if I claw them. I have taken skin off before, on accident. But about the only other major thing that I can think of that hasn't already been kind of said is like, I like keeping my hair long and being able to like turn my head and just feel the weight of it swishing back and forth. It starts to feel a little bit like my fins and how they would be. Just a very slight, subtle pull on my head. If that makes sense.
No, I totally get you on the hair thing. I'm the same way.
Understandable.
And yeah, kind of like zebras, I do feel a fair bit of dysphoria. The gender stuff I was able to fix. The dragon stuff, not so much.
Fair.
Maybe one day.
Know that feeling.
Also, hey, Seer.
Hello.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Awesome. My mic has died
Ishtasir!
yet. Hello. Okay, just so I don't sound ridiculous, can someone run by the question one last time? Because I think I'm understanding it, but I just want to make sure I'm on board completely.
Are there physical or emotional traits you associate strongly with your draconic nature?
So the main one, and thank you, the main one that struck out the most was mainly how small we are. Because we've always, like, throughout most of my life, I'm always going to be the skinny dude in the room, like, just that sheltered away, packed in the corner, like, I'm not here, leave me alone. And for gods know how many years now, I've always been so self-conscious about it, right? I always wore long sleeves, you never saw anything besides my face. And then a couple years prior to Awakening, I got a little bit more comfortable with it, but knowing so in 2023, it was February or March is when we first truly got to wake up, and being able to almost feel Seer and see him as that similar type of trait. You know, we're a smaller bunch, and there's nothing wrong with that. And I think that's when I finally became the most confident in, as far as a human standpoint, being able to be confident about that is knowing that, hey, we are small and it's okay. And that resembles a lot of what Cyrenax is we're a smaller breed, and it's nice to know. As far as like other couple things that were actually preliminary, not even knowing, of course, Seer was here in a way, was like we have to piggyback off of Zephyr, and I believe Akira, you said you had a tattoo as well. We have our scales going down our forearm and the dragon on my back, but I got those long prior to even knowing about Draconity altogether, so it was like this form that we're in here became a template, or a temple, excuse me, more so for it without even knowing. So lots of smaller but more impacting traits that we have definitely resemble more so of our Draconity, even without knowing they were going to be in a way. If that at all makes any sense. We're good with words, by the way. Sorry.
I feel that, and y'all made sense. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, hang on. So, one of the biggest things for me that like reminds me of my Draconic and everything is my hair. So I have very long hair, and I love it so much because my dragon self has a crest, kind of like the D&D silver dragons, and I like to wear my hair in high ponytails, which kind of reminds me of the crest, and it's like I have something sticking out of the top of my head, which I don't normally have, but I really like that. And the other thing that I did to help that was I actually shaved the sides of my head and kept the top and the back at full length so that I can, have more of a crest. Because also the lines that mark between the shaved bit and the long bit and make kind of remind me of the lines, the lines that kind of are just naturally on a dragon's skull, with the brow ridges and stuff. The other thing is, in terms of tattoos, I have a dragon tattoo on my shoulder, and I'm going to get another one to represent my other stereotype on my other shoulder. But the other thing is that I want to get, at some point in the future, I'm planning to get a set of lines on my belly that make it look like I have armor plates there. And I wanted to do that for a while. And the last thing is that I am very agile and I have good balance, which makes it a lot easier for me to do the poses that wyverns would naturally do. Like I can put my leg behind me to kind of act like a tail in terms of balancing, and then balance on one foot and put my arms out like wings, and just do wyvern dances and things like that. And also I am double jointed. I can spin my arms all the way around myself, I can intertwine my hands and spin my arms all the way around myself. And I think that having that extra wing flexibility is also, I really like that. And I associate that with my Draconic, and that's basically it.
Yeah, understandable.
That's
Thank
cool.
you for sharing.
The thing with
Thank you.
what you mentioned about your foot and using it as to balance and stuff, I've heard so many other kin people, not just dragon people, that use their leg as a surrogate tail, me included.
Yeah,
And I think that's so
same.
interesting. Anyway, it's good to know that there's more people that are doing it as well. And that's something that happened to me.
We
It's-
gotta use something.
It's the closest thing you got, right?
Oh, yeah. Does anyone else want to answer the question before we move on?
I'd like to answer.
Okay.
I finally made it. Sorry I missed out so much.
All good.
So as far as this question goes, one thing that I kind of associate with my Draconic is my body has uncanny ability to regulate its temperature even when it's cold. It's 58 degrees Fahrenheit in my room right now. And for perspective, for those of you who are not familiar, Fahrenheit, 63 degrees is the minimum that you're supposed to have your room in the winter for comfort and or long-term safety. But I'm comfortable. People have described me as a living furnace. I think I tie that in with my Draconic because, well, I don't know. I just get the feeling that's something Aurora would be able to do. That's all I have off the top of my head. So yeah.
Yeah, understandable. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
I mean, sometimes we just want to. We don't want to, but sometimes things happen in life that make sense for ourselves, but might not make sense to another. And I think stuff like that is, even if you can't confirm it, that it might be in line with your Draconic, it's something comforting to have.
For sure.
And I think that's something that can go for anyone. Like, even if it's outside of Draconity, just whatever it is you have and whatever it is that you do, no one else's input, unless it's supportive, no one else's input should impact nor deter or negate anything that it is that you have or do. So if you find
Yeah.
comfort and happiness in something, that's all there needs to be. Sorry.
Exactly.
Head.
Anyone else want to say anything?
Boop.
Wah.
Poop. Wow.
We're still working on a prop. We'll get
Oh, right. That reminds me. It's the one positive thing I always say to others of being Dutch is because we have a very harsh language. That the rough G and the rolling R that is there in our language makes it really easy for me to growl and do stuff like that. So that's a win.
Even though most of my Earth family's indigenous Mexican, I never learned Spanish, and I'm gonna try. And when I eventually become fluent, I will roll my R's good and use that skill. I'll use that skill to make good dragon noises.
Good.
I wish that was me.
Wow.
Ours to save my life.
Oh,
And the way I do it is I actually vibrate my soft palate.
Can't do it.
I love you guys all.
I'm trying. I can't do it.
oh no!
Drink some water. You did
Oh
it.
yeah, making your throat wet helps for sure. Very nice.
Okay, before we get carried away, next question.
No.
Wow.
I'm Scottish.
Wow.
I'm not Scottish.
Why did that feel like reverse dragon?
Scotland forever.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it, but somebody else will. Scotland forever.
Wasn't that
Just
toothless
watching
meme
a
video?
dragon rear up and roar, but instead of roaring, you just hear Scotland forever.
No.
There it is. I was thinking of that one.
All right, questions. Just looking at the chat.
Hurry before someone else makes noises.
What question
Oh,
were
too
we
late.
on?
3.
All right. No, where?
Yeah, I think
where?
we're on question 3.
Where are we? Oh, okay. So now we are on question 4. No, huh?
3.
Oh, we are on 3. Yeah, okay. We didn't do 3 yet.
3.
Wow. Twee?
3.
Three.
3.
Yeah. Thanks, clear sight. Okay, number 3. Are there...
Wait,
there
no, we
physi-
just finished number 3.
What, did we?
Yeah,
Yeah, we
were
did.
on number 3
Luna!
right now. We gotta move to number 4.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
a dingus dongus then.
We're at 4.
I'm a doingus boingus.
Lean Bean Supreme.
My superior intelligence.
3. Wow, Drac. That's a really bad joke. And I love it.
Sorry, I will never forget this.
3.
You're welcome.
Karaoke evening Disney edition when?
Oh my god. Maybe I'll do it later if you guys are good.
Oh god. What? I have to sleep. But Disney films are my weakness. Oh no, this is being recorded.
I must sound like a Discord dummy,
Rip.
but how do you get text to be all big like that? I don't know how to do that. Like, Drac, how do you do that?
You put down the pound sign, space, and then your text that you want giant.
I don't just type bigums and then type my words.
Oh, I thought Clairside had a question for
Oh.
me, but they meant post a question.
Clear sight trying to keep us on track.
Did we ask
Yes.
question yet?
Here's a question. How do you express your draconity in your day-to-day life? Go.
Going through all these fucking.
Go. Type faster. Faster.
Faster.
Go, go, go. Who's gonna answer it? You don't get a prize for first place, but I do
I want the
appreciate you.
medal. Okay, how do
Okay,
you
then.
express your how do you express your draconity in your day-to-day life?
Wow.
You know, I haven't really thought about it. I do express a lot of animalistic traits, and even in my sleep, I express my draconity. I cannot sleep on my back. I've never been able to successfully sleep on my back. I mainly sleep, as goofy as this sounds, I mainly sleep in the Master Chief death pose.
The one that got posted
Yes.
earlier.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that name.
Oh,
That's literally the pose I sleep in. That's not the pose Luna sleeps in. She lays on her belly and sleeps like a dog would. And I have slept like a dog before, the way Lunata would during camping.
sick. Thank you for posting that.
Please tell me the chat is being recorded too.
It should be. Though, yeah, if I do express my draconity in my day-to-day life, I mean, which I do, it's just often unconscious, and I do it so often and so unconsciously that I can't even really pinpoint exactly what the behaviors are. Not the Family Guy death pose, no. Zeppy.
Oh, Zeppy.
I need to draw a Narok in that pose.
Oh. I actually kind of sleep. Well, not like that, of course, but something like it. Like I sleep on my side, and then around the hips, my body turns, so my legs are like as if you were sleeping on your back.
Ah, I see.
And I don't know why my body, I guess, works like that, but that's how I usually try to sleep.
Oh,
As
now I know.
doesn't have-
I unconsciously make a lot of clicking and growling noises, even in everyday situations where I probably shouldn't. If I'm frustrated, I'll probably hiss or growl slightly to myself, and sometimes when I'm excited, I bob my head up and down like Lunat would, though I try to do it when no one else is looking. Oh yeah.
I feel that.
Yeah, I've been started doing that as well at work to growl when I don't agree with something. And so far, everybody is accepting of that, which is funny.
Eee.
I'd say, like, for me, like, everything in my day-to-day life, I'm finally, I don't know when, but I finally reached a point with myself where I'm at peace with my dragon side and my human side and how it all incorporates it, and, like, in balance with both, because I am both. I am a person. I am a dragon. There is no separate or other. It's one and we're both one and the same, but my soul is draconic. So it's like if I were to die today, the ghost that's going to leave this body is not going to be human shaped.
Yeah, same.
The whole thing that I feel, I guess, with my day to day life is that there are things that I do draconically on my own, like maybe in a lot of the ways that I eat, but I tend to eat alone, so that's fine. If I get frustrated or mad at something, I'm usually okay, but sometimes I act a little more draconically, and that's only if I'm alone or if I'm at home. I try very hard outside of my house, my room, to not express myself like an animal, even though I know that's what I am, and that's how I can act sometimes. Things that will usually catch me off guard is if I get surprised. Like if I'm walking around or whatever and I get horse vision for 2 seconds and something spooks me, immediately I'm in like a dragon attack position. I'm ready to rip apart whatever with my claws and stuff. Like it's kind of crazy. That's usually the only thing. Or like what I was mentioning about earlier with my tail acting as my surrogate leg. That's like the one thing I can't really seem to control, even outside and in front of people. Is that if I'm excited or I'm acting away, I have to use my tail to kind of, my leg as a tail to kind of like show how I feel. And it's unconscious. Most of the time, I don't even know I'm doing it, but it just happens to be that way. It's also slightly relieving because I have chronic pain in both my legs. So sometimes, like, balancing is a little bit better, but sometimes I don't do it all strictly because I'm in too much pain. Um, but every day is me being a dragon, even right now, even talking, just as much as it is being a human right now, talking and doing anything. It's both very much similar. I say when I'm with my mate, Zekten, that we are a lot more free to be draconic together, and I would say we express ourselves more in that animal way when we're together and not around other people as well. So, but like I said, outside of that, I try extremely hard to suppress any kind of growling, chirping, whatever it is we do, not act like a animal, even though I'm always stuck in like animal brain. So I guess it's essentially masking. But at home, things are different, especially if I'm with somebody who is a dragon. And Zach, it's very much so. I can totally be with him and be what I want to be, and he'll get it. I can be a dragon and growl and do stuff, and he'll do it too. And we both play off each other with our behaviors, which I think is very interesting. He does something, I'll do something because I recognize it as a behavior or whatever, and I'll be like, "Oh yeah, it's a dragon thing." I get it in my head, and I'll respond accordingly. So I think that's pretty fun.
That pretty much sums it up on how I experience it as well. Yeah.
I have to say that's very similar to my experience too, of it's just kind of, it's always there, and it's more a matter of masking it than actually expressing it, because the expression wants to come naturally, and you have to keep the human mask in place, or the human costume in place, and you don't always succeed.
Thankfully, most of the time, people think I'm weird anyway, so it just kind of works out. As long as I don't cross that barrier into like too weird. So, but I don't. I think it's fine for the most part. And like I said, it's like, when I'm with other people and I'm outside in the world, that's my time to be a person, and that's okay because I am a person just as much as I am a dragon. I'm in a human body. I grew up in a human world. And part of my dogma that helps me feel more at ease was embracing that too. So, when I'm working or if I'm volunteering or I'm buying groceries, that's human time. And then all the other times is dragon time. And on the internet. I don't hide at all on the internet. I'll just say what I am. I don't even care anymore. Because it's the fucking internet. So,
Yeah.
On the internet, nobody knows you're a dragon, unless you tell them.
Unless you're in a summit.
I don't even care, honestly. No, and I don't care if I have to
No.
go in depth. So I'm never going to see these people. I'm not going to know anybody. Even here, I don't think I'm going to know any of you. What does it matter? Anybody on the internet can know what I am and who I am. It doesn't really particularly matter, especially now that I'm an adult and I can fight my battles much better.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Well, I could
And-
toss in my own 2 cents real quick. While Fire Dragon was talking, it made me realize something that I do unconsciously. I just kind of became aware of my body and realized that I'm sitting at my computer in my desk chair, and I realized that I have tucked my feet under. Like, I have folded my toes, and I'm actually resting my feet on the top side of the knuckles of my toes, which is sort of like a loafing position. And I've done that most of my life, even before I awakened as Dragonkin. People have commented on, where are your toes? Because if I'm sitting down, I tend to just fold them under and tuck them away. And it's a very, very dragony thing to do.
Cute.
It's a very comfortable position too, might I add. Because we do the same thing. We work from home, so we're sitting 9 to 12 hours a day, so we always find ourselves sitting like this. Folks come in, they're like, how are you comfortable? I'm like, you don't understand. You don't try it. And then they try it. And they don't like it. So it's like,
try it, you'll find how comfy it is.
It's amazing. And it's actually a much healthier way to sit too. Not even just Draconic, but just as far as the human anatomy goes, it's a much healthier.
I think it's better for your joints, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Because little knowledge, for the most part, I think almost everyone was taught to do the whole crisscross sit position growing up, when that's in fact like one of the worst positions for you, because supposedly you're twisting up like arteries and nerves and stuff in your knees and stuff like that. So they were like, yeah, don't do that, and sit like this, or just feet on the ground too. Either way, it doesn't matter. But yeah, I agree. I love sit like that all the time.
If I'm gonna sit like on the floor, I don't actually properly sit. I keep my feet under me in sort of a squat. But not everybody's body can do that. You have to have flexible enough knees to be able to do that. But I just found out it's actually called an Asian squat, because most people in Asia have the flexibility to do it, where your knees are basically up at your shoulders, and your ankles and hips are almost level with each other, but you still have your feet under you, which is kind of, again, like a dragon loaf.
Is that at all similar to the Slavic squat?
I don't know what the Slavic squat looks like, so I couldn't comment on that.
Yeah.
Basically, it's like
heels in sky,
like
western spy, heels on ground, comrade found.
Exactly.
Wow.
So when you do a full squat all the way to the ground, but your heels are also on the ground.
Yeah, that sounds... It's a little less... I just looked up some pictures of it. It's a little less low than the Asian squat, but it's like super low.
Although I will say, in my case, I prefer to do it the other way because it gives me digitigrade leg vibes.
Who the fuck pooped on my head? Oh wait, this isn't poop.
Oh. Actually, you know what? I should probably take this moment to actually answer the question.
Oh, sure. Whatever.
So sometimes I find myself walking on my tippy toes if I'm feeling shifty enough.
Same.
Also, when I'm in the car and I'm driving and I'm by myself, I sometimes shift in the car and I find myself grabbing the steering wheel of nothing but my thumb.
Oh, heck.
It's not dangerous. Otherwise, I probably would have crashed by now. Although it is kind of funny and awkward to think about a dragon trying to drive a human-oriented vehicle. What was the other thing? Oh, sometimes when I get, when I just feel irritable for no reason, my nose just scrunches up. Usually happens when I'm alone as well. But I'll just be sitting there and I'll be like, why is my nose scrunching? And they're like, oh, that's why. When my body registers that something annoys me before it even hits me.
Oh, oopie.
Oh yeah. For me, it's a lip curl. My upper lip will curl up, and I'll go, why is my... Oh.
My being, I bare my teeth. Like I'm snarling.
I've done that a little bit before too. Like if it's like worse than just a nose scrunch, I'll bare my teeth as well. I don't do it around people, but like I've been there.
I remember one time when I was about 17, and I was home alone, and I heard something that made me think that maybe somebody had come into the apartment. And actually, I was right, but it was a work guy, and he'd just come in and then left. But all I heard was the door. So I had to then get a stick and go scour the place to make sure that I was safe. And the more I scoured the place, the more my teeth were bared in a snarl, and by the time I was done, I was growling. And I didn't even realize it until I was done and realized that I'd been walking around the house growling with a yardstick in my hands. So if somebody had been in there, they probably would have left in a big hurry, because what the hell is that thing?
Just imagine you're in the house and all of a sudden you hear from around the corner.
Yep.
I think we lost the plot.
Yeah.
I'm not sure there ever was a plot.
When you get a call from your neighbors complaining about dog sounds in your apartment.
We specifically said no dogs.
I have a 18+ story about that, but I can't share it here right now.
Darn.
That's what the dungeon's for.
Gosh. Yeah.
Oh,
That's everything I have off the top of my head, but
Luna, I
I
thought
think
of a
what
good
we
idea
just
for
resort
another
to the
topic.
most is
Oh, heck.
strictly a growl. Doesn't matter what type of inconvenience it is, it's just that low, dark growl. It's all the time. Family's like, okay, sorry. Or whoever's doing something, they're like, okay, I'm going away now. Like, no context.
sometimes I just realized sometimes when I'm half asleep and I'm falling asleep, sometimes I'll start rumbling a bit.
Oh yeah, I recognize that.
Yee. Akira, do you want to
Okay.
move on to the goofy questions or the other?
Sure. I'm not sure if someone
Okay.
has if the people attending have deserved that actually.
I've been a good bean.
Fine.
Look at how round my snoot is. Look how cute I am. Look how
Yeah.
big and round I can make my eyes.
Fine. Dragons love shiny things. But what's one item you would absolutely refuse to hoard? Human limbs.
Water bottles?
Spiders.
Bald head.
Litter boxes.
The stuff you'd find in litter boxes.
What?
That's a big pile of shit.
Oh, God. That's a lot.
You went there.
It's a hoard of shit.
Not
Why-
homework.
One
It's a
dragon's
horde of
trash.
manure. It's not shit. It's manure.
Sure.
It's only manure if you spread it on a field.
So you're telling me I need to hoard the field?
They say the only true wealth is land.
Oh my
Needed
god, we got
barcode
Mario in the chat.
Just the plant shit.
Yeah,
Mario's in the
here.
chat.
Oh my god, Mario's here. Guys, Mario's here.
Wee.
Oh boy.
I didn't know we had Mario. Do we have like an introduction for like systems and other things and altars? I feel like we should have a thing for that.
We do
it's up-
not.
Yeah, though it's up
Do-
to the individual whether they want to or not. Anyways, moving on.
It's very colorless.
Okay. Next question. Well, has everybody answered? I wanted to answer. That's the whole point, Adele, to make it go unusual.
Normality is not common here, which is a good thing.
What's normal?
Have not, but I'm
Exactly.
picturing him talking in an Italian accent and it's driving me nuts.
Okay, next question. And then I go to bed.
Fair.
Actually, no, I have 2 more questions.
Womp.
Used socks.
Wow.
If dragons had their own TV shows, what would yours be called? Examples: Lair Makeover, Fire It Up, or Winged Adventures.
The Secret Life of Lean Beans.
I want to see that.
Fire it up.
Story time with Draconic.
I love you, Mario.
Oh.
The crocodile punter.
I think Lair Makeover would be amazing to see.
Oh, yeah.
No, my show would be Cooking with Fire Breath.
Nice.
Mine is Hell's Kitchen.
I was gonna say we need a
Dragon Ball Kitchen or something. Yeah.
we need a draconic Gordon Ramsay.
Literally.
No, Ramsey's already crazy enough.
I think
The Chef
Ramsay's
Dragon
is all yeah.
He's,
Although I would-
Dragon.
I would love to see him try to cuss out a dragon and they just glower at him stone-faced until he breaks a sweat.
He's like breaking his back. You fucking raw.
What are you?
Still raw. Dies.
Are you making
This food is so raw, it's still thumping. I can fix that. Wait, no.
This fucking food
It was
is
perfect.
fucking raw!
Whoosh!
What
The
are
dragon.
you?
Just
An
the way
idiot
I like.
sandwich.
An idiot Dirk. A sandwich Dirk.
Yes.
Chef.
Dirkwitch.
Yo, we got Luigi and Mario here. This is the best panel ever.
Yeah.
Eric, go make friends.
But yeah, we need Dragon TV. Dragon Channel.
Dirk TV.
Oh my gosh, a channel called Dragon Watch.
Coco Dirk.
No!
Oh no!
Or a Dragon News Network. Durgy News.
Dragon Swim. Adult Dragon. Back places. Never mind. Or do we want to go there? But that's for a different time.
Probably.
Houses and Humans.
Can't fucking type today.
Game of
Oh, wow.
Dragons.
Okay. Do we want the last question?
Oh, yeah.
Do you want sleep? Is the question.
Mm.
Hmm.
Well, this one's not that goofy. I should not have ended on this one, but it's whatever. It's still a nice question.
Yeah.
It's a nice question. What is your favorite kind of weather as a dragon?
Damn it.
Thunderstorms, sunny skies, foggy.
Snowy weather or stormy weather, one of the two.
Same.
Stormy.
Literally, exact same too.
Yeah, ditto.
Oh, no,
I love
sunny.
those.
Sunny.
Sunny.
I live in Florida. That's why I'm
And
here.
Ice Dragon being in Florida as well. It's like we
Oh.
don't need sun. Leave us alone.
I love sun.
Fire Dragon, are you in Florida too?
And by what?
Did
Yeah, I
you
live
say
in
you were in Florida?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, I'm in St. Pete.
Yo, you're in St. Pete? I went to school there.
Oh, okay. Like college, or like you mean
Yeah,
like
college.
Oh, that's what's
I
up.
went to Eckerd. I live in Venice now.
Oh, cool. You're not that far.
No, not at all. I'm just over the bridge.
Oh, heck.
Oh, heckin'.
Now I'm obligated to visit both of you now.
We got that Tampa Bay
Aw.
culture.
Florida Dragon meetup when?
Yeah, Florida Dragon meetup
Yes,
when?
we need the
Next
East
year, I
Coast
guess.
meetup, man.
No, you have to make it happen before the
Who
New
knows?
Year's Eve.
What?
This
Yeah,
year.
Is it
Dewey.
on the fly right
Impossible.
Yeah, Dewey.
Not with that
Wow.
attitude.
now? Do you?
All right, everybody, get in your cars right now.
Yes.
We have 10 days.
Start
Let's go.
driving.
Do it.
Oh yeah.
Get in Drax school bus, the magic school bus, and get here in a day.
Yes.
I wish I had
You know,
access
School
to it.
bus.
Pick me up.
Unfortunately, I only have a mundane school bus.
Wah.
Not if you're in it.
See?
Well, then it's the dragon bus.
So, quick note, I don't actually know what kind of weather my dragon would enjoy the most, but I do know that my favorite time of year is late winter or early spring when the snow is melting and that certain smell is in the air. Or that smell right after rain.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the best.
But I think that's a human thing, because I read an article about that.
Really?
Yeah, apparently humans have the ability to pick up the essence that comes off the ground after it rains or when snow melts.
Cool.
Funny. Did not know. Today I learned.
Although dragons might be sensitive to that too, you never know.
Why can't it be both?
Both is good.
Why can't it be exactly?
Hold on. There's a metaphysical store in St. Pete you should check out. It's called Spellcracker. They are so nice over there, and they have so much cool shit. I got my one of my Oracle decks from over there.
Oh, nice.
Actually, I
Just a
think
little
Aurora might
tidbit.
like the rain the best.
Oh my gosh, it's like 5
Tarzan?
minutes away from me too. I love it.
Hey, Tarzan. Yeah, the guy in there is like, I only met the guy. Super sweetheart. I gave him a little reading and everything, and he was so chill.
That's good.
What?
Merry Christmas.
It's Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Quimbus.
Una, you missed what happened in the chat earlier.
What did I miss?
It was crazy. Remind me to show you.
Oh.
It was crazy. Unless you can like, if you're, I think you're watching a movie right now, but if you go back and like scroll what happened, it was nuts. I can't say it here because I think this is rated G, so
Fair.
no funny things.
No funny, no fun allowed.
No fun allowed.
Oh, before I
Okay.
forget, my Draconity, because of my Draconity, every time there's rain, every time there's thunderstorm, even when there's a tornado warning, I will go out, sit out in the heavy rain, even when lightning's crashing right above my being. I have to do it. my obligation as a dragon.
That. I used to do that when I knew it was going to storm. I would just stand outside, just watch it roll in.
Yep, I do
Loved
that.
it.
Oh yeah.
We had 2 hurricanes pass through a few months, like one being just over a month ago, and then one like a month before that. The last one, his name was Hurricane Milton, and before it got like at its worst, I was literally just kind of like standing outside, just almost getting picked up in the wind. It was amazing. It's a little hectic, obviously, the closer it gets, but it's such a nice just feeling with rain, winds, thunder, lightning everywhere. It's intense.
Oh yeah, every time there's a tornado warning and I sit outside, Altanux screams at my being. So I'm just like, no, I'll just wait for the tornado to hit.
I hear thunder.
I have to be outside. Altanux is like, Lunat, get the fuck inside.
Okay, I'm wrapping it up.
Okay.
Done.
Don't do it.
Oh no, I'm all tied up.
Wah.
No, wrong channel. We're not in the dungeon.
Stop.
Bonk.
Yes, thank you all for attending this panel. Or whatever's left of it.
No, it only grew
I regret
as
nothing.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
Exactly. We regret
I
nothing.
mean, this is exactly the reason why I introduced Bring Your Own Dragon, just to have a little bit of chaos between the more serious panels and, hear different voices. It's fun.
It's a perfect concept too. You're like, I'm gonna start it here and I'm just gonna let it do its thing. With some semblance of coordinates of questions, but let it kind of do its own thing. It works perfectly.
My
Yeah.
big takeaway from this is that any group of dragons is a frolic of dragons.
Not murder. Not a block physically.
Oh. Songstep raised her hand. Songstep! Get in here!
I just want to make noises with y'all because y'all are making noises and I feel left out, so I'm gonna do that like.
Hello.
No, so
Okay, stop the recording.
That's honestly such a perfect outro, though. Just a bunch of dragon noises.
Yeah.
Literally.
When this is going onto YouTube, can you just imagine like what Doppel says if people found this just randomly?
Oh, just
Like,
imagine
what the hell is going on in there?
someday someone will join a summit and they will say, "Yeah, so I figured out I was otherkin because I stumbled across this YouTube channel, and there was this video that ended with a bunch of people just making dragon noises, and it awakened something inside me."
Oh yeah.
what the hell, man?
That's beautiful.
Literally. Okay, Akira, you need to get sleep.
No.
Need to get the sleep.
No, I've been recharged by you all, and now I can
Go
go
to
on.
bed. Go to bed. Durgs need sleep.
Yeah, but
They do?
Zeppy's going to do a panel.
I am. Well, I'm not. Eric is, because I don't.
Oh, right.
You
Eric-
need to recharge your plumbus.
Wow.
I'm gonna ignore that.
Question mark,
Well, this dragon also needs to sign off because I've been putting off chores for the past nearly 2 hours to be in here with y'all.
And that's how
Oh,
they gotta return to the shackles of
get a
Worth.
kobold.
Yeah.
You need a
I have-
kobold to do the
I
work
have-
for you.
I have 2 of them, but they're fluffy and lazy, and they just lay around and meow at me for food.
Wrong species.
Classic. Those are Khajiit, not kobolds.
Oh, is that what I'm doing wrong?
Did somebody say
Khajiit has
kobold?
purrs if you have snacks.
Yes.
What about Khajiit?
My birds don't listen to me.
Okay. I am off as well. Bye bye all.
Okay, bye.
Understandable. Bye.
Bye.
And thank you, Akira, for hosting.
Yo,
Yeah,
no
thank
problem.
you for hosting.
Wow.
Whatever is hosting.
Beauty rest.
Wow.
Alright.
Wow.
Everybody head to Draconic Voice or Draconic Text.
Wow. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. Bye.
Bye. Go.
You know,
Everybody go.
Okay.
Go. Go. Shoo. Go away.
I'm waiting for like
I'm just gonna end it.
okay.
Bye.
Like